guys, John here at learningguitarnow.com, and in this lesson we're going to learn a Beano inspired slash Billy Gibbons blues rock, kind of a slow blues in the key of E. It's kind of a mixed mashup between Brown Sugar by ZZ Top from the first album and Snake Drive, the Eric Clapton and Jimmy Page. It's not exactly like either one of these tunes, but I took kind of the elements of both those and kind of made it into my own little composition. So hopefully you'll get something out of it. Like I said, it's not perfectly like them. It's got some elements that you'll hear in that from what I got from listening to both those guys for a long time and both those tunes, which were a couple of my favorites. To get the tone for this lesson, I used my Shure SL68 plugged into a 4x12 Marshall cab. And then I used a little bit of delay, and I got this type of tone for the lead sound. That kind of a tone. I think it's kind of pretty rockin', but not like crazy overdriven. We'll go ahead and take a look at the first couple licks for free. And if you would like to gain access to the full lesson, interactive tab, backing track, check out the All Access Pass. All right, let's go ahead and start the lesson. Okay, now I'm going to break the solo down for you into 8 separate licks. We're playing this in the key of E, and lick 1 sounds like this. Okay, so for lick 1, starting right on the first count of this 12-bar blues, key of E, 4/4 time signature, and starting right here in the first position, minor pentatonic box. Pretty common area, especially in the key of E. It sounds great when playing over any type of blues using that first position in the key of E. So what we're doing is just taking our third finger, bending it on the G string slightly. And what we're doing is I'm taking my third finger and just bending that 14th fret on the G string slightly. And it's not directly to the 15th fret. So it's a pretty easy lick, you know. But you want to put a lot of feeling into it. And another thing to take note of is those slight bends. So when I'm bending that 14, it's not like I'm thinking about, okay, I got to get directly to the 15th fret sound, which is the blues scale note. That is this sound. So it's kind of in between this note and that note. That's a key thing to know when playing blues is those in-between notes sound great. It's kind of like a harmonica will always play in between these notes. And so you can get there by bending. That gradual kind of tension between this flat 5 interval and our 4th interval. So that's a great place to do those in-between bends. Another place to do the in-between bends, which is the next little part of this lick, is the 12th fret on the G string. So we're not taking that 12th fret, which is our minor third, and bending exactly to the major third. It's in between those notes. You can only get there by bending. So just by doing that little phrase, it sounds really bluesy. It's because it's not really directly like 15 and 13, bending it too. So a lot of times you have to use your ear and to get that bluesy type sound. It's just realize that it could be like in between the notes, especially in between the fourth and the flat 5, in between the minor third and the major third. Those two places anywhere on the fretboard will instantly make you sound more bluesy if you have no clue what to do. You don't know what to do when you improvise over a slow blues? Use this lick. Sounds great. May sound simple, but a lot of the blues stuff is pretty simple. It's just a matter of executing it properly and making it sound bluesy. And you have to use your ears. Just gradually bend it. I never really do it the same way twice. So I'm applying some nice vibrato, 14th fret on the D string. The next step is this. And so pretty basic lick. I'm just hammering on minor third, major third right here. This time, instead of bending it almost to the major third, I am hitting that major third directly, sounding that note. So to me, that just makes the solo or the lick kind of flow when you have. Now we're gonna let you hear that major third for a moment. May sound simple, but a lot of these blues concepts are. It's not really that difficult. You just have to think about, using some of these sounds when improvising. So it sounds like someone is like maybe singing a phrase to me when playing that. Sounds like two statements to me. Okay, so that is it for lick 1. Okay, lick 2 sounds like this. Okay, so for lick number 2, we're introducing this 14th fret here on the high E string, taken from the major pentatonic scale. So we're just gonna bend that almost to that 15th fret. So that's another one of those in-between notes right there. So we had the 4th almost bending to the 5th. We had the 12th almost bending to the 13th. And now we got our 14 on the high E almost bending to the 15th. Your next step is identifying those intervals, which I previously told you about. That's 4th almost going to the flat 5. Minor third almost going to the major third. And then our 9th interval or 2nd interval, however you want to refer to it as, almost going to our minor third. Really like that sound. It's taken from the major pentatonic scale, but I'm almost bending to the minor pentatonic scale. And that's a lick I hear Clapton doing a lot when he did the Snake Drive tune. He would do something like that. You can easily have major pentatonic right here, 12-14, 12-14 on B, high E, 12-15, 12-15 on the high E, minor pentatonic. Pretty simple way to think about blending major and minor. A lot of times, adding major or blending major and minor together doesn't have to be that complicated. It can be as simple as adding 1 or 2 notes here and there to this first position minor pentatonic scale. Just blending major minor right in that first position area sounds great to me. So we had that, then the next step is this. So you'll hear that in blues all the time, that quick bend and then pull down. So you bend it up and then release. Now you bend it up gradually, just slightly. And that's that same note here, our minor third, almost bending to our major third. Once again, we did that same thing on the G string. So, learning that all over the fretboard is helpful when you're improvising to sound more bluesy. Okay, and the last part of lick 2 is this. We're just walking down the blues scale, basically. I'm ending on that 12th fret of the G string, and that note is taking directly from an A7 chord. A lot of times when I'm ending on a note, I always want to think about, what interval is that and what chord is that insinuating when I end on it. So if I'm ending on this note and I'm playing over the A chord, right here, it's insinuating basically an A7 chord. Sounds great over A7 chord. That's what I'm playing over. So that's something to take note of. Always analyze the note that you're ending on and see what chord it's forming. If you ended on this 12th fret, you're kind of insinuating a 9th chord, because that is a 9th interval in the A9 chord here. So that's another thing to take note of. Like I said previously, just analyzing what note that you're ending on any chord in the 12-bar blues. Okay, well, that does it for this lesson. Like I mentioned previously, if you want to gain access to the full lesson, the tab, backing track, as well as all the courses on the site, the podcast lessons, check out the All Access Pass. All right, I really appreciate you watching. I'll see you next time.